there, my name is Michelle Green. For those of you who've been watching our videos on what to expect from a sprint adventure race, you probably recognize my voice. You might also have noticed that I referred to this as a 3-part series when in fact it's a 4-part series. And that's because about halfway through the development of this series, I decided that there was an essential 4th component, and that was post-race. You know, what do you do after the race to make sure you get the best experience? And that's what this video is about. It's just going to be me talking to you, but I decided to show you some pictures of a 2014 Get Your Bearings Adventure Race. That race is for beginners. At least one team member has to be a beginner. And we've been putting it on for 4 years now here in Southeast Michigan. It's been a great experience. It's awesome to see veteran racers introduce new racers to our sport. And every year our veteran racers come back and bring a newbie with them. It's pretty cool. We certainly wouldn't be able to put on that race without the support of our adventure racing community. So this video, just in brief, is going to be about, you know, what you can expect from post-race, and be that managing your body, managing your gear, and just really enjoying the adventure racing community that surrounds you. I hope you enjoy it and hopefully are able to draw some good tidbits of information. Cheers, and we'll see you in the woods. So the first aspect of post-race is fuel and hydration. I think that this falls under the realm of common sense for most people, but it's really easy in your exhaustion to forget or to underestimate the importance of properly refueling and properly rehydrating your body. So definitely want to make sure that that this is a part of your post-race strategy, and not just for the day of the race or the day after the race, but for quite a few days after the race. Remember that you've burned a ton of calories, so expect to be hungry, I mean really hungry, for a few days. And I think it's really important that you do not deprive your body of its need to replenish. Along those same lines, again, common sense, but making sure that we stretch or roll out on a foam roller. Some of you may be climbing right into a car and sitting for hours. It's not a great way to recover, and but you may not have a choice. So try to counter those effects with maybe a compression sock, stretching, cooling down, those types of things. Of course, nobody wants to talk about ticks and poison ivy, but it is a possibility, and it's an important part of my post-race strategy. I know that my overall impression of a race isn't that great if I'm dealing with poison ivy, you know, 3-4 days a week later. So in order to make sure that your race isn't defined by a poison ivy outbreak, you want to be proactive. Obviously, during the race, you're doing things like wearing long sleeve clothing, long pants, ticks, preventing ticks with tick repellent, that type of thing. But after the race, just give yourself a really good check over looking for ticks. I like to keep everything in a bag, a garbage bag, my shoes, my backpack, my clothes, after I've checked them over really well for ticks before I change into my change of clothes. I just put them in a bag and kind of quarantine them. I don't want any oils or ticks getting transferred to anything else in the vehicle. When I get home, I give my gear an additional good tick check. I am probably slightly paranoid, but for me, it's worth that secondary check just to have a little bit of peace of mind. In terms of poison ivy oils, that's harder to see. If there's an access to beach or water at the race finish, I'll wash off my legs and arms, and then give them another really good scrub when I get home. Something like a Dawn dish soap will really cut the oils and can prevent that poison ivy oil from prevent your body from having a reaction to those oils. So the key is to get them off your skin and not transfer them. So even like a towel on your car will keep the oils, if you do happen to have them on you, from transferring to your car seat. So just being cautious, I think, is really important. You know, we have ticks and we have poison ivy in our backyard, so it shouldn't keep us from enjoying adventure racing and wanting to get off the trail and cut through the woods. But we do want to be smart both before or during the race and after the race and how we deal with that. The best part about post-race is the meal and the awards ceremony and really the community. We always think of adventure racing as a family. It's a relatively small community of people. We get to see them at races throughout the year. We really want new racers to help us build that wonderful community of racers. At a post-race meal, you can share your stories. It's really cool to see how different races can be for different teams. Share your route choice and enjoy hearing in the accomplishments of all of the other racers. You can actually learn quite a bit from listening to other racers and hearing about their race. You can learn route choice, body management, even team dynamics. You can pick up a lot of tidbits of information on that. Make sure that you thank the volunteers and the sponsors, support your sponsors. Putting on adventure races logistically is quite the challenge, and race directors are obviously very passionate about what they do. But the more you can be grateful to the volunteers and the more you can support the sponsors, the easier it is to put on adventure races year after year. Obviously, you want to check the calendar and look for upcoming races and get them on your calendar while you're still feeling the rush of the race. And lastly, dream big. You might never have thought that you could go 4 hours, and you did. Why not try a 6 or an 8 hour, 12 hour, 15, a 30 hour, 40 hour? The awesome thing about adventure racing is there's so many different lengths, and they're in so many different locations around this country and really the world. It's an awesome way to travel and see a new place and experience it. Just dream big. Trust in what I've learned from adventure racing, which is that my body is capable of so much more than I know.